Oh wow, what a surprise. The Trump administration is delaying more regulations to try and keep Americans safe and not die. What will they come up with next? The FDA has now proposed to extend the compliance date for the food traceability rule. So this was supposed to go into effect in January of 2026, but now they want to extend it for another 30 months. This particular rule, called the food traceability rule, was issued in 2022, and essentially it means that food suppliers would have to have really strict and rigid bookkeeping and accounting to ensure that every single step of the manufacturing process or shipping process for food means that it's traceable, right? You could prevent lots of people from getting sick by just being able to quickly identify how that person got sick. But now the FDA thinks that we should extend this for another 30 months. Americans have a crap ton of food outbreaks every single year, right? More so than lots of other countries. That is because there are so few and very poor regulations on our food. One of the biggest stories involving this was in 2023 when there was a lot of applesauce pouches that were found to be contaminated with extremely high amounts of lead. That lead contamination came from where some of the ingredients, and specifically the cinnamon, was sourced, which was from this manufacturer in Ecuador. Okay. It took them a while, right? And lots of children were very negatively impacted. Well, not only would this rule not make it easier to identify the source of contamination when something like that occurs, but literally Trump already eliminated the group that investigated this kind of lead poisoning. He already eliminated that. And now this was going to try and help, address these things easier so that you could recall a super contaminated product quickly, right? And then make sure that other children aren't getting sick. And again, the lead poisoning is just one example, but you have to remember, every year people die from E. coli and salmonella poisoning. Okay. And not just children, grown-ups. And so this traceability rule would just prevent Americans dying, prevent Americans from getting E. coli or salmonella or another bacterial infection or disease from contaminated food. But for no reason at all except for lobbying and probably money involved, this rule is now getting extended for another 30 months. And who knows how much longer it'll get extended after that. I was not surprised that Trump did this. I'm disappointed, but not surprised.